we are officially documenting our pregnancy. We're pregnant, we are having our first baby. We just found out about 4 weeks ago, so right now I'm 8 weeks pregnant, and I decided this would be like the coolest thing ever to actually document on YouTube. I know for me, I have been creeping other people's pregnancy journeys on YouTube for a long time now. We've been having this idea of wanting to start a family probably for the last like year or so. And I love watching those videos. Like, I just love seeing what other people are going through and their experiences, and it just kind of helps you get an idea of what could be your reality. But more than anything, I feel like it's gonna be really cool to look back on just later in life with future pregnancies. So this is our very first pregnancy vlog. So I found out I was pregnant about 4 weeks ago. It was August 28th, and it was supposed to be the first day of my period, and I wasn't dying of cramps yet, and I usually am like literally dead on the floor on the first day of my period. And I was like, all right, well, maybe they're coming, whatever. But I only waited until like 9 a.m. because I just had this feeling. I knew, like, I'm usually feeling really crappy. I don't feel crappy at all. It could be, but we had really only just started trying for a family. So we had been like kind of not trying for the months prior, but that was the first month in August where we were actually like tracking my ovulation, and I used a little ovulation kit, like I think it's the Clearblue digital ovulation kit, which apparently worked. But we actually just got pregnant right away, and we were kind of in the mindset of like, well, we better start trying because this could take a long time. We have no idea. We've never tried this before, and I think that we just assume the worst. At least I do. I have a lot of like fear-based issues with pregnancy that I'm fighting in myself, but it did not take a long time for us to get pregnant, which I'm very thankful for. I know a lot of people struggle with infertility or just taking a while to get the family that they want started, and so I totally feel for you if that is your circumstance. But I think that I had a lot of my fear-based issues because we hear a lot of the struggle, but I feel like a lot of times people are scared to talk about just like the triumphs or things that do go well. And so I'm just gonna share my journey as is. So on August 28th, I took a pregnancy test. It was one of the little digital guys that just says like, you're pregnant, and it was the only one that I had in my house. So when I took it, it said pregnant, and I did not believe it. I obviously wanted it to be true, but I was like, no way. I didn't realize that those ones are pretty hard to be wrong, but I walked on over to Walgreens. We have a Walgreens like right down the street from our apartment, and I bought like 7 more tests, and I came back and I took them all, and they all said the same exact thing, that I was indeed pregnant. And so because we had been intentionally trying to start a family, I knew how I wanted to tell Nick when he got home from work, but this was like the struggle of my life because it was 9 a.m. And so I had this whole day to just kind of like sit in the house, think about this by myself, like be living this journey alone, and waiting for my husband to get home because I didn't want to like text him or like call him. I was just like waiting. And the like hour leading up to the moment when he got home, my heart was just beating out of my chest. I was so anxious. I just wanted to like spill the beans so badly. So I had this cute little shirt that I had ordered and had been hiding in my closet, honestly, for like, I don't know, a month or two, but it's kind of adorable. It says pregnant as a mother. So I was wearing this shirt, and then I got nervous because I was sitting on our kitchen island kind of like waiting for him to get home, and I'm like, well, what if he doesn't read it right away? And what if he doesn't read it for a while, and then I'm just wearing the shirt like waiting who knows how long. So when he walked in the door, I basically just attacked him and said, we're pregnant. I had a pregnancy test and my shirt, and he was shocked.
What? Squeeze
I think just like I was, like we just didn't expect it to happen so quickly. We just assumed the worst and assumed it would take a while or like not be possible. I don't know why we had that feeling. I guess my advice for you is to not let fear-based thinking take over until you actually have something to worry about, because it really just doesn't help you. Having that stress and anxiety, it's not good for you. It's not good, you know, if you do get pregnant, it's not good for the little baby. That would be like my biggest advice, because that has been something that I've struggled with, not only in the process of trying to get pregnant, but also through the first the first like 4 or 8 weeks of pregnancy. It's a scary time. We have so many pregnancy books and they're all like very fear-based, where they talk a lot about just scary situations and miscarriages. And so literally I would say like the first, until we went to our first doctor's appointment, every single time I had to pee, I was just like terrified my period was gonna start, but it never did. We did make it to our 8-week appointment. We had that this week, and that's when we got to see little baby Skender. So there's the little bean at 8 weeks. It had a cute little heartbeat. We got to hear it, 176 beats per minute, and it's tiny. It's like, that is so blown up. It's like the size of a raspberry right now, I believe is what they say. But that was the craziest thing ever, like hearing the heartbeat, because it is so little, like it's so fresh and so new, and it finally feels a lot more real, because I feel like up until that first doctor's appointment, it doesn't really feel like there's a baby growing inside of me. I don't know, that's just like, it didn't feel like a reality to me. So going through the first 8 weeks, I mean, what, we have another month of our first trimester, I've actually been feeling really good, which is another thing that I was really scared about. Not that I was gonna feel bad, but I was scared that I felt good. And so when I went to my first doctor's appointment, I was like, I don't have morning sickness, I really don't feel that bad. I'm very tired and my chest is very sore, but that's it. And so I was a little bit worried that that was a bad thing and that I should feel worse. And I mean, you hear all of these experiences where a lot of people do struggle with morning sickness really, really badly. But I just assumed that if I wasn't, that there was something wrong with the baby, or there was something wrong with me, and baby is good, I am good. So I'm actually feeling really fine right now. Some people have told me that means that I'm having a boy, but I don't know that I believe it, and I also don't know that we're gonna find out before baby comes. That's a huge decision that we have to make. At first we were heavily leaning on like, of course we wanna know, and then everybody was telling us that it's like the most magical surprise of life, not knowing, and so we're kind of in the middle right now. But everybody keeps telling me, because I feel good, it must be a boy. But we wouldn't be disappointed either way. We just want a cute little baby Skender running around the place, and we're very, very excited. So I'm feeling good so far. I've known for about a month. Obviously I've had to change just a couple lifestyle things, but if you follow my journey on Instagram, you know that I'm a fitness coach, so I'm pretty into wellness. I've been keeping up with my workouts. My doctor said to. He said he'd much rather me have a healthy little vegetable baby than a Cheeto baby. So I am trying to eat as healthy as possible. I haven't had any super crazy cravings or aversions to food, which has been good. The one thing that I have noticed is usually I'm the kind of person that will eat the same meal every day for a week for dinner, let's say, and then we swap it out. We'll usually have like, let's say we're making tacos this week, like that's what we'll eat. So right now what I'm finding is that if I have one thing for dinner one day, I do not want it the next day. So I have like a lot more variety in my food for whatever reason, but nothing is like super upsetting to my stomach or anything yet, and hopefully not ever. So I've been able to pretty much maintain diet and nutrition and my exercise so far. The one thing that I have been doing a lot of is sleeping, so I end up taking like a 2 o'clock nap every day. Luckily I do work from home, so I have that luxury, but every single day I am like wiped. This is right around my nap time. It's 3 o'clock. I don't get to take a nap today, but that's where I'm just like totally hitting a wall of exhaustion no matter how much I sleep at night. And so that's just something that exists. I'm not drinking caffeine. I'm choosing not to right now, just through the first trimester. I know that you're allowed like 200 milligrams a day or whatever, which is fine, but again, I have a lot of fear-based thoughts with pregnancy, which I'm trying to work through. I'm trying to not be so crazy and neurotic with like thinking every little thing is going to be horrible or go horribly wrong. But I'm just trying to make smart choices where I can, and I don't know. I guess that's just a totally personal decision, but that's just another small tweak that I've made in my lifestyle so far. So nothing too crazy yet. We go back to the doctor in 2 weeks, where we have to do another ultrasound, or we get to do another ultrasound. Let's be real, that's super exciting. We get to do another ultrasound, and then we have to do all of the blood work, so blood testing. He said that we could do some sort of crazy blood testing where they can tell you the gender of the baby and like a lot about its DNA. They literally can pull the baby's DNA out of your blood, which is just like bonkers at 9 weeks. It'll be 10 weeks when we go, but we don't think we're gonna do that. If we do find out the gender, we'll kind of wait until we can see it on an anatomy scan, but that's an option in the next 2 weeks. So we'll be keeping you guys filled in with our journey. This is our very first pregnancy video. This is super exciting, but we're excited to take this journey with you.